Alright. First and foremost, I like to say Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahawa Bashim Yahshai Bashim Kakadash Barakataya Hawa Barakataya Washai Barakataya Hawa Barakataya Washai Barakataya Hawa Barakataya Washai. Say double honors to the apostles and to the elders, a great mission who do rule well in this time. Salutation to all the brothers, all the Akiams that preaching this gospel throughout the four corners of the earth, doing this in truth and in sincerity. Today I'm doing a video, and this video is concerning the sword. The sword, right? So I will start off with this first scripture. Let me get that scripture. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. He said, "Think not that I came to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." But a sword. Now that sword is just not literally a sword. That sword goes back to division. Division. That sword represents division. You understand? Because all that sword representing we separating ourselves from the other nations, and the house of Israel also being separated. So that is a division. You understand? So he said, "Think not that I came to set peace on the earth. I came not to set peace, but a sword." He said, "For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be there of his own household." So when he said that, "For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother," so that is already a division. You're starting to divide. Because if a mother and a father not agreeing, he said, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" So if two people not agreeing, that is a division. So that sword in Matthew chapter 10 verse 34, that sword represents division. That is why he said he will put a man against his son, a daughter against a mother, and a daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law. Is because why is the separation? This gospel bringing separation into the whole wide world. When you look into the world right now and you see all these things happening with all these different heathens and all these different things, it's a separation. It's a separation. That's what have to go on. What does the word holy mean? The word holy means separate. So when he say, "For thou art an holy people, for thou art a separate people," we need to start separating ourselves. When you go back to Deuteronomy 4 and 6, he say, let me just bring that out for education, just to draw a point. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. He said, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh, my power, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it." He said, "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of all nations." In the sight of all nations. So it is a separation. When all these nations, I being very honest, when I watch these videos to see young men getting up and raising up and bringing out this gospel in the true and in the correct way, I know that it have to be for a fact that is the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it's causing a division. It's starting to divide all the black people, because we had a notion that all black people was one people. No, it started to divide that. It started to divide at one time. We start knowing that we the Israelites. From knowing the Israelites, we separating the 2/3 from the 1/3. So in all and in all over is separation. That sword represents separation, a division. What does a knife do or a sword do? It cuts. You have one piece of garment and you cut it, you get it in two. A dividing is a division. That's what that sword represents, right? Let me go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 12. Right? Hold on. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 12. He said, for the word of Yahweh is quicker and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing, you hear the important word, to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So this sword is a division. It is a division. This sword wouldn't cut the natural soul, because it's not a natural physical sword. It's the words that will cut you. What is the statement that we just say? The truth does offend. The truth does offend. So this sword is causing great division. Great division, and Esau, we don't want a part of you. He said, two nations are in thy room, and two different manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. One people shall rule the other. For Esau is the beginning is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. That is a division, a total division. That is a total division. So that word sword represents division. It divided us from the rest of the world. And prior to dividing us from the rest of the world, it also divided the house of Israel. And it is dividing it into 2/3 and into 1/3. That is the division. That is the sword. Right? Let me go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 14. Right? Jeremiah chapter 5. Right? I didn't want to bring that there. I get that. This is the book of Hosea. So I care about that, but I don't want to bring that piece up here. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 5. He said, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets, I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgment are as the light that goeth forth. Let me read that again. He said, therefore I had hewed them by the prophets, I have slain, which meaning to kill, slain them by the words of my mouth. By the words of your mouth. Is the words of your mouth that causing the separation. And you fucking Edomites, this word is chopping you fucking all. This word is chopping you all. This is not thus says me. This is thus says the Lord, and it is a righteous fucking judgment. It is a righteous fucking judgment. That sword is a division. That sword is a division. There is no togetherness in equality. There is no togetherness in equality. There's one people have to be ruling and one people have to be on the opposite side. But we know that we fall from our rulership. Why? Because we broke the law, statutes, and commandments. But now it's time for you to be paid back, Esau. Now it's time for you to be fucking paid back. And now it is time for you to be paid back. You don't want to be fucking paid back, but you have to be paid back. That is why people, especially, I don't know who the wanted is, but people at Israel, we have to start separating ourselves. Making ourselves holy. Separate your fucking self from these rest of fucking people. When people see you, they must be able to see, but what, this brother strange. This brother strange. This brother, how this brother looking? So something about him just strange. What's the difference from the prophets in the church? They have on all the nice clothes. What's the difference of the prophets on the streets? Wisdom cried without she uttered her voice in the streets. So this is a separation. This is a separation. One on one side and one on the other side. The word is the sword. The word is the sword, and the word is causing division. The word is causing division. That is the whole height in the scene, right? Right. Was there something? So that yeah, bear with me for a second. Right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 29. He said, "Is not my word like as a fire, saith Yahweh?" He said, "And like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces." And like the hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces, because it's a division. It's a division. When a rock break into pieces, it's different pieces. So something that was whole is now being divided. And this is what the word is doing. The word is dividing everybody. Now we starting to understand there are 18 different nations on the earth. Not because you're melanated, you're black. A fucking Indian man is an Indian. Why don't you call him an African because he's black? When you call him an Indian, you're referring to him as a nation. He's belonging to a nation. So therefore, not because you are a melanated person, that does not mean that you are a African. Worse yet, let me go deeper than that, an Israelite. There are light-skinned people, there are light brown, and there is dark brown. And you will get different shades in between. But that doesn't mean that you are from the house of Israel, not because you're black. That doesn't mean that. That is why he sent the word. So the word now become the division, so we will understand who is who and who is who and who is not who. This is where the division comes in. This is where the division comes in. Even when he talk in Matthew and he say, if I don't go, the comforter can't come. What was the comforter? The word. Let me see if we can get that. I think that is in the book of John 16. This is the book of John, chapter 16, and start at 7. He said, "Nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe on me not. Salaki, they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, which is the Comforter, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whosoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come." So the Comforter is the word, and the word is the division. The word is what will divide the house of Israel, one part from another. First, he divided we from the world. That was the first move, to make us to remember that we are the Israelites. And now the second thing is to divide now the 2/3 from the 1/3. That is the division, to divide the 2/3 from the 1/3. I want to go to Jeremiah 6 and 16. I wonder if that is the right scripture. So like here, hold on. Hold on. No, that is not the scripture. That is not the scripture. So like here. But what I am saying is a total division. That word sword, it represents division. And we need to start separating ourselves. We need to start separating ourselves. We don't want to be what the Father said. He said, "Love not the world, nor the things are in the world. For any man that love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." That is a separation. Bringing ourselves from out the world and coming back to the true gospel of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It's the truth. It's the truth. You can't stop the truth. This is thus said Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. You can't stop the truth. You can never stop the truth, Esau. You're going down. You're going down. This word is cutting you, and it is cutting you well and fine. Well and fine. It's time to fucking go. You have done enough. You have done enough. It is time to fucking go. We don't want no apology. We don't want that fucking shit. We want Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Bahashim Rakakodash. That is what we want. That is what we want. So that word sword in the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 34, it represents division. We dividing from the world, knowing that we are the Israelites, and then the whole house of Israel splitting, which is the 2/3 and the 1/3, because the Lord know not the whole house of Israel will hearken unto these words. It's not the whole house of Israel will hearken unto these words. Why? Because the deeds were fucking evil. They like the fuckery. They like the fuckery. They slaves that money can't buy. They rather to stay as a slave and become low like that, and just go with what the slave master tell them. But no, he said, my sheep will hear my voice. And we are hearing the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. That is why the brothers on the four corners of the earth coming out and preaching the gospel and doing it in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to all the brothers who doing that. Shalom Wabarakiam to all the brothers who doing that. It's time for division. It's time for division. No more so-called togetherness. No more so-called togetherness. The time for that done. Until that time, I say Shalom. Kal halayam la alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai Ba'ashim Rakakodash. Say double honors to the apostles and to the elders at Great Millstone who taught this truth. Salutation to all the brothers through all the four corners of the earth who preach in this gospel. That sword is a division. And until that next time, Shalom.